welcome to This Blooming City, brought to you by the White Plains Beautification Foundation, volunteers helping to make White Plains a really great city. I am so pleased to have as my guest today Jay Archer of John Jay Landscape Development. And you are an expert in landscape development, I understand.
Supposedly.
And your firm is in Katonah?
Yes.
And Brewster?
Right.
Okay. I looked you up on the internet. But I think I first discovered you because you were a guest speaker at Westchester Community College's Native Plant Center. And you are also involved with New York Botanical Garden?
Yes, I'm an instructor.
So tell us all about yourself.
Well, thanks for inviting me, and
I
think it's great work that you guys are doing. And as I said, I'm happy to be here in White Plains again, since I was a student here.
You went to Stepinac
many years ago.
Yeah. Did you play football?
Of course, right, and as well as the Westchester Conservatory of Music here.
And what's your instrument?
Guitar and piano.
Guitar and piano, so
Yeah.
You're serious if you went to the conservatory.
Yeah, my son's following in my footsteps. He's majoring in music as well.
Really, very good.
And,
but you went into landscaping.
Yes, I've always been interested in music, art, and nature, and landscape design, and ecology is a passion for me.
Ecology, you
right.
said, is a passion.
Yes. I was trained originally as a naturalist. I worked for the Nature Conservancy,
Yeah.
Audubon, and I'm still involved with a lot of environmental groups.
Yeah.
So we're always interested in how we can combine art and nature and interest in improving our world ecologically.
I'm with you.
And by extension, the quality
Yeah.
of life. All is related to our health.
And personally, what I try to do in my own garden, which is no great example of anything, but it's pleasing to us, is to attract, whatever wildlife there is. There's not that much, but we occasionally will see a deer. Other people have a problem with deer. I would plant for deer if I had my choice, but I don't. But birds and butterflies. So I try to go with more natural plantings today, native plants. Are you keen on that? What are the advantages?
Well, yes, that's my involvement with the Native Plant Center.
Yeah.
And
what are the advantages of
well,
going
I
native?
think what they've been doing there for years has been fabulous, just
Yes.
to promote interest in native plants. And I think most people don't appreciate the fact that we're only the second center in the country after the Native Plant Center in Austin, the Lady Bird Johnson.
Lady Bird Johnson.
Center.
Yeah.
Right here in our backyard, literally. So our interest in native plants is huge because they have such a tremendous value. And you bring wildlife up, and you may or may not be a good example. Anything that we can do to attract the beneficials when we talk about wildlife habitat, we're really encouraging the butterflies, the hummingbirds. Who doesn't want to see a hummingbird in their backyard?
Yeah.
Who doesn't get excited about seeing a cedar waxwing?
Yes.
Who would say no?
I know. I saw a tree full of them, but it wasn't at my house. Happened to be on a little island off Martha's Vineyard called Cuttyhunk. And a whole tree full of them.
Well, they need a lot of space.
Yeah, it was it was October.
Right.
So they were getting ready for their trip south.
Right, and they're indicator species. So you need to biologically select to attract them.
What do you mean by that? They're indicator species.
Well, they migrate in flocks.
Yeah.
And they come in waves, and they're berry birds.
Yes.
So without all of those things, you won't see them. And if you
Yeah.
don't have enough space,
Right.
you won't see them. So usually, and getting back to the native plant component, we can inject and introduce native plants into our existing landscapes without being absolute purist, because they're fun and they are attractive,
Yeah.
and they bring a greater diversity, enriching our landscapes, and by that extension, our lives. And as human beings, it's a much better world than seeing the same plants over and over again. I love hollies, and boxwood have a function.
Yeah.
But I have goldenrod growing up through my hollies.
Yeah.
I have wood asters now.
This is at your
carpeting
home.
at my home. My home is a good example of what we call an integrated landscape, where I have rhododendrons.
Yes.
We have very few native evergreens, and hemlock's a challenge now because
Yes.
of woolly adelgid.
Yep. Still, huh?
Of course,
Yeah.
but they're an important part of our landscape.
Yeah.
What evergreen tree lives in the shade? The hemlock and white pine is still a great native plant.
Birds love that.
Birds love that
protection
plant.
and nesting.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. I
And-
always have some nest.
Right,
Either robins or blue
and
jays
to
nesting.
incorporate these native plants that attract this greater diversity to our backyards, it's exciting, but it's also makes the landscape so much richer. We're poorer without our native plants, which are disappearing from habitat.
Yeah.
Part of this is because, unfortunately, we're busy weeding out the natives because we think they're weeds.
Yeah.
Well, they're plants.
Yeah.
They're still plants.
Okay.
They don't really know that they're weeds. Only we're
Right.
ignorant.
Uh-huh.
Part of what we do at NYBG is try to raise the bar, to encourage and enlighten and educate people in the importance of holding on to our bioculture. Not just green speak, and it's all fine and well to talk about
I
going
know.
green.
Going green.
But we like to walk the walk and talk the talk.
Yeah.
It's very important.